Are you feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information available today? Do you feel like your social accounts are serving you the same kind of posts time and time again? If so, it is getting harder to figure out what is true or not, let alone what to believe. In this video, we will take a closer look at the mechanisms of believing coming from one of the most influential thinkers of the modern time, David Hume, so you will be better able to separate the wheat from the chaff in the daily information avalanche. But before we dive in, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you will be the first to know whenever we release a new video. David Hume, from Scottish descent, is generally regarded as one of the most important philosophers in the English-speaking realm. Although Hume was most known in his time as a historian and essayist, his philosophical works remain widely influential up to our present days. David Hume has also written various essays on religious issues, which are among the most important and influential contributions to that topic of his time. Hume provides a comprehensive, yet a skeptical critique of the intellectual basis of numerous theological systems, and has an extraordinary sense for nuance and detail when dissecting various religious concepts. In this video, we will take a closer look at some of the things he wrote on the nature of religious belief. According to what Hume writes in A Treatise of Human Nature, Hume states that a belief consists in two components. On the one side, there is an idea, and on the other side, there is an idea about that idea. But to believe an idea about an idea does not add anything new to the initial idea. Hume writes, quote, "When I think of God, when I think of him as existent, and when I believe him to be existent, my idea of him neither increases nor diminishes." So, the act of believing does not add any substantially new information to the fundamental idea of God. What a belief does, though, is instantiating a special connection between the idea and the belief about that idea. A belief is a connection that has a certain kind of liveliness to it that speaks to the passions. So to believe an idea is not the same mental act as knowing an idea. Now let us take a closer look at how Hume elaborates on that. In life, one is constantly presented with an abundance of information, but most of the information we encounter does not compel us to form a belief. But when confronted with a concrete piece of information that compels us to believe, believing consists of adding a belief to the information. Conversely, that belief is not concretely present with the information itself. Still, one is prone to see a causal connection between an impression and the beliefs about that impression. For instance, when we see a fire, we are inclined to conclude that the fire is hot. We assume a causal connection between the belief in the hotness and the visual impression of the fire. But the interesting point that Hume makes is that when considering that specific epistemic dynamic to a religious belief, the belief of the idea does not rest on a factual existence of a concrete piece of information. The idea of God is solely based on testimonials of divine revelation that cannot be verified. A religious idea is connected with a belief of that idea with no reference to concrete reality. Two ideas, without any reference to concrete reality, is the essence of a religious belief. In addition, Hume talks about circumstances that can positively affect the willingness to assent, believe in an idea. A belief can be enhanced based on proximity or resemblance that evokes plausible associations. People that visit holy places, for instance, can experience a certain empowerment in their belief just by being present at that holy place. Moreover, when we experience an extraordinary natural event that happens simultaneously or immediately before or after another special event, people are susceptible to associating that natural event as some special omen. It is interesting to verify how much or how less evidence is needed for people to believe an idea. Superstition is often based on weak associations and could easily be classified as fantasy, but that does not stop many people from assenting a belief to a feeble idea. In our present times, we see all kinds of theories pop up about alternative realities that seem to have lost all connection to lived reality. Still, many tend to assent to belief to those theories based on suggestive and mostly biased evidence. As stated above, a belief instantiates a lively connection between an impression and the idea about that impression. But to know an idea does not imply that one will act on that idea. The moment one adds a belief to what one knows, the passion that that connection creates has the power to set one in action. So, do you believe the Earth is flat, or that evil reptiles are ruling the world? If so, do you also still believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy? And what is the impact of such beliefs on your actions? We are living in an unprecedented era where access to information is virtually limitless for anyone equipped with a smartphone. Esteemed philosophers from the Enlightenment era, spanning the 17th and 18th centuries, once yearned for a future in which rational comprehension would extinguish the flames of war, forging a harmonious and peaceful world united under the banner of true and objective knowledge. This knowledge, they believed, would have the potent capacity to dissolve any and all misunderstandings, as well as to debunk religious superstitions. Ironically, in our modern age, delineating the boundary between objective knowledge and subjective beliefs has become an increasingly complex and elusive endeavor. This paradoxical situation prompts us to once again seek solace in the ancient Socratic wisdom that we must acknowledge our own ignorance. Recognizing that the more we seem to know, the harder it becomes to decide what to believe about what we know. If you have found any value in this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Your support is much appreciated. Thanks!